Pow! Welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is, of course, Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram on It's Dan Who. Today, we have a beast of a figure. As in front of me, we have the Avengers Infinity War SH Figuarts Hulk. Now, this is being dubbed as the best Hulk figure ever. There's been a lot of reviews online, plenty of people posting Instagram posts, and the majority seem to say this is the best Hulk figure we have in regards to articulation, accessories, playability, posing, all of that goodness. So I had no plans on getting this until I started seeing those reviews, and I started to think to myself, I also need the best Hulk figure ever made. And I have to admit straight away, even in the box, it looks quite impressive. And you know me, I'm a Marvel Legends collector, and this apparently scales perfectly with Marvel Legends. So very much happy about it. Even if Hulk did only appear briefly in Infinity War, you can see some pretty promo pictures on the back and some stuff that I can't read. Apart from that, Bandai Spirits, I can read that, but I can't read the rest. Yes, looking very, very good. Looking nice, it's all official, it's come all the way from Japan. So let's open him up. And here we have Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, out of the packaging. And I can understand why the hype for this figure is high at the minute. It is very impressive, especially in person. You can see the textured detail, you can see the shading on his muscles. It is just a very well made, it's a sturdy figure. The joints are all stiff and like nothing feels loose. It just feels well made. As I said, it's got some weight to it. And when someone like me, who's terrible at posing figures, can just play with this guy and get him in a really good menacing pose, he is without a doubt going to stand out on your shelf and look good amongst your figures. It is screen accurate. It looks like Mark Ruffalo. We get 3 interchangeable heads with 3 different expressions as well, which again, I'll show you in much closer detail in a minute. We also get an interchangeable set of hands so we can grab and throw his enemies, but of course here's the Hulk, so he needs those fists for smashing. But yeah, this figure is very good, and for the size of the figure, the amount of articulation you can get in this guy, he could join some sort of flexing competition. Like, it's just so good. Really, 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 really good. Really good. I'm liking it a lot. Let me zoom in and show you the different face sculpts. Now, I hope it comes across well on camera, because in person, the face sculpt really does look like Mark Ruffalo when he's all hulked out. It is very impressive. And again, we get 3 different head sculpts. So this is just the first one, just a very much a blank expression, but still looking green and mean. This is the second one with the gritted teeth, definitely starting to look a little bit more angry, but still looking very good. And this is my favourite head, and I'm sure everyone else's. It is Hulk at his angriest with his mouth wide open. You can see those teeth, and they've even painted the inside of his mouth, and it just looks really, really good. A lot of expression, and it is the perfect expression for a character like Hulk. And as I've said, the head is on a ball joint, so there's lots of movement in the head, but then there's also neck articulation as well. So lots of place and movement and range, so when you get them in all these good poses. But yeah, that is the perfect expression for an angry Hulk. So I'm going to leave that face sculpt on while I just zoom in and show you some of this texture on the body. So I hope it comes across well, but if you can see those pimples. But yeah, there's definitely texture on the body which looks good. And again, it just gives it that realistic touch in person. And you can see the muscles are defined by that darker sort of shadow. But you can see there's plenty of articulation in this figure with a decent diaphragm joint. Yeah, it's quite gappy, but that helps with the paint rob, I think, and it helps get him in some decent poses. Shoulder articulation, there's a butterfly joint there you can see, which goes all the way in and out, and the double jointed elbows are there, but you can't put them all the way up because obviously it's the Hulk. He's got guns. You can't get his double jointed elbows all the way up, but yeah, it's there. And then let me just show you these hands. So you get fisted hands. So I'm assuming they just pop out. There you go. So they pop out on a little ball peg. And then these second hands, we can plug them in. So there you go. There's his now grasping hands, and they are looking big and hulky. So I'm sure you can agree this is definitely the most expressive Hulk we've got on 1/12 scale, and I can understand the hype with this figure because there is so much room for poses and articulation, and it's going to be really hard to pick what sort of pose you want for him on your display. But people for ACBA are going to love this guy for all the different sort of things you can do with him. But yeah, I really like it. Definitely finding this a place in my Marvel Legends display. But I'm sure Hasbro will give us another Hulk. So yeah, over to you, Hasbro, because SH Figuarts have definitely now set the bar in regards to Hulk figures. So let's move on to some comparisons. So again, this figure is an impressive size. Definitely fits in with your Marvel Legends scale. As you can see, he is about just under 8.5 inches tall, but very nice. Now let's compare him to our actual Hulk Marvel Legends so far. So this is the MCU Hulk that I have on my display, and it is the Hulk from the Age of Ultron. And as you can see, this one was fine in my collection. For a Marvel Legends Hulk, I thought this one was fine. But now when you compare the two together, just the textures and just the way the paint work, by the light, this one's a lot more shiny and glossy, and this one's much more matte and just, it's got a much more realistic tone, as you would expect from SH Figuarts. So again, this guy, easy winner out of the two. Let's see what he looks like next to Bruce Banner. Now again, I'm hoping Marvel Legends give us a new Bruce Banner figure because this one is from Age of Ultron box set, which I think was an Amazon exclusive. But I'm sure you can get hold of this one on eBay as well, quite cheap. But there is Bruce Banner, and as you can see, next to the Hulk, I think he scales perfectly. So yeah, this Hulk is definitely going to find pride and place in my collection somewhere. Now the only other MCU Hulk I have is of course the one from Thor Ragnarok, where he's in all his gear. But this one, it was a new mold. It's a little bit different to this guy. So everyone was assuming we're going to get a new Hulk. So I think for Avengers 4, we will get a new Hulk, probably wearing another outfit, as those white suits seem to be quite highly rumoured for Marvel Legends. So just for jokes, let's see if this Thor Ragnarok helmet fits on this guy. And yeah, it does. It's a bit too big, but it still fits a little bit. But yeah, here are our Marvel Legends Hulk. And this guy always failed to stand because the feet articulation wasn't good, where this guy can stand easily. So again, your winner is easily the new SH Figuarts. And let's do another Marvel Legend comparison. It is Infinity War, of course, so we sort of have to do Thanos. And these two were virtually the same size in the film, and they are virtually the same size here as well. So I think that scales quite well. And obviously everyone wanted to see the Hulk versus Cull Obsidian, but he just wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. So here we have Cull Obsidian, who is taller than them both, as I think they are in the film as well. But we were teased. We thought the Hulk was going to bust out of that Hulkbuster armor, but no, he didn't. He didn't do it. But that would have been a good fight to see, Hulk versus Cull Obsidian. And maybe we will see a Thanos versus Hulk round 2. I think that's got to happen in Infinity War. But again, these all scale great together. So I could spend all day doing comparisons, but instead I'll get into some final thoughts. And this is, in my humble opinion, the best MCU Hulk on the market today. Maybe the best Hulk action figure. It is very impressive. It is hard to get in a bad pose. It is very expressive. It's sturdy. It's well built. Its articulation is there. It looks great. And yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say. It is a really solid Hulk figure. So if you want one, I know this is for a pretty penny as it's SH Figuarts, but I think it is worth the money. This can stand on your display and definitely stand out amongst the rest. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. If I had infinity money, then I would buy all the SH Figuarts. But if I'm going to pick and choose, then I'm glad I've picked this one. So let me know in the comments below what you think. And as always, check out that videos tab. Over 200 plus videos of me reviewing all the toys that I buy. But as always, people, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and I shall see you on the next one.